Hi all, so I'm going to show you how to use these Pom Poms. These are the Trimits Pom Pom Maker set. These are similar to the Clover Pom Poms, but they're much cheaper and they don't join together like Clover Pom Poms, so I'll show you how to use them in a second. So we'll make it on the bigger one, so it's easy for you to see, but as you can see they do come in various sizes. So you can probably make any Pom Pom size you need. So obviously you need your yarn and your scissors. Now the way these are, as you can see, they're in two parts, and when you put them together you want to make sure the flat sides are joined together, but you also want to make sure these bobbles are opposite, so they sit just on the little holes. They don't go through, they just kind of sit on there and it makes it a little secure. See, so that's how they sit together. It's pretty simple, and then obviously this is the area where you'd be cutting when you do it. But if I can open it up, if I can do it, there we go. So you see that opens up, and this is how you'll roll them when they're joined together. So we need to open up both of them. I'm sure it's me because I'm not very strong. So that joint open thing. So then you want to put them the sides that we said. So you got the bobbles onto the thing like that. See? I'm going to work one side, then we're going to work the other side. Okay? So you just kind of have to hold it there. Unfortunately, it's a little fiddly, but if you just hold it there, because make sure that's down out your way. We're just going to take your yarn. And you want to just pick someone to start and hold it across it so it doesn't get in the way. And you're going to wrap all the way around. I think holding it that way would be easier for me. As I said, this is a lot more fiddlier than Clover Pom Poms, but they do the job. So ideally you want to start down here and work away, but I need to hold it there, so I'm just going to do a couple there and then come down to here. It doesn't really matter. So we're just going to wrap all that around. My middle feed forward, feed a little better would be even better. Now I know some people don't like that sliding it down, but honestly if your tension's good, sliding that down is not going to make much difference to the length of the pieces, and I've never had a problem with it, so don't worry about it. They don't have to be perfect. They're pom-poms. They're fluffy and they're fun. They're not perfection. Once you've got a few pieces going, you can see that it's a lot more stable and you don't have to hold it so much. Oops. Staying on camera would be helpful, wouldn't it? I'm sorry. Obviously got my camera slightly further back than I normally have it. So we're just going to wrap all the way around, and we're just going to work all the way to the other side. Doesn't matter if you miss some spots, because we're going to do multiple rounds. But as you can see, we're just going all the way around to the other side. So you just kind of weave around and under to get all the way that, and then we're going to work all the way back, and you're going to go backwards and forwards multiple times until this gap here is basically level with here. So you're just going to go backwards and forwards until you fill it up. The fuller that is, the fluffier your pom-pom will be. The thicker, fuller, more secure your pom-pom will be. If you like a loose fitting pom-pom, don't fill it up too much. It's a personal preference, but I like my pom-poms to be as full as possible, so I fill it up as far as I can. But we're just going to wrap all of this around. So I will speed through this and meet you back here once we've got it filled up, okay? Because there's nothing else you need to see while we're wrapping. So see you in a second. Right, so now we've got this on, we're going to need to move over to this side. Now I just come across here. Keep it reasonably loose because you need to be able to close it after. So just go around, make sure it's loose enough that you can bend it down, but not too loose, it becomes straggy, and then you're just going to start on this side. So start the wrapping there. Once you've got it secure so they don't move again, you can open it up and hold it. There we go, and we're just going to fill up this side now. So all we've done is come across from this side, across to there. It still closes down, so you'll still be able to cut it, and the extra bit there you'll be able to cut across and even out when you finish. So now we're just going to wrap this side all the way around until it matches this side. Try to match up to the same amount on here, so that way when you close it, it's going to be a good tight snug fit, so when you tie around it, it's going to be really quite firm. Okay, so see you back in a second. Okay, so now we've got this one all wrapped up to match that one. Just make sure these bits are pulled over. I'm going to lift the little white things up here, squeeze that close, and you're going to put the white things down over it. Supposedly. See, just there, you're going to squeeze it down onto it. And that side, just squeeze them closed a little, and you see it's got a little dip in it. That's what you're going to squeeze down onto it. That's now secure and not coming undone. So snip your yarn roughly where you're going to cut. Now you're going to cut down the middle. Now you can't quite see the gap, but if you look closely you can see this little gap here. This is where you're working from on both sides. So we're just going to get your scissors, go down into that gap. Your scissors will fit into that gap, and just cut. I'm going to cut all the way along. See how we're cutting in between them? And because this is so tight, this is really firmly in there, so it won't budge until after your thing. So just cut through. You're going to cut that strand that hung over. If you remember, we had a strand that hung over. That's now snipped off. And you're just going to keep cutting through the same way. So it might take a little fiddliness to get to that little bit there. There we go. And you're through. There you go. You just had to get that bit that was going over. And you see it's coming off really nice and simple. You really need a good pair of scissors to cut through. It can be done with blunt ones, but it's a lot harder. There we go. So go through and make sure you've cut all of the pieces all the way around. Now you want to take a length that will wrap all the way around and leave a gap, and then double it, because you want to fold this over to get a stronger piece. So it's better to have a too long a piece than a too short a piece. So I've got quite a long piece. I've folded it in half so it's now two stranded, and just pick any space on there to go through, push it down through, flip it over. I turn mine so that it's already in the position to tie a knot through. Pull that down. You want to really have it all the way down there. Then tuck back down to the other side and tie there again. Really pull it down. This is why holding two strands makes it stronger. Go back up and around to the other side, and again really pull it down. You should hear it click through those little white gaps, and then tie an extra knot that side so that it becomes a proper knot. Make sure you've pulled it as tight as you possibly can. There we go. Now as you see, this will need a little bit of trimming because of the size, but that doesn't matter. Right, so find your little clasp and unclasp them again if you can. If you're like me, just get a pair of scissors to help wedge it up. So you've now unclasped them, and you can open it up, and it just pops right off. And And there, your very firm, thick pom-pom. So you're just going to snip off these longer bits. And this is because I overfill mine to make sure that they're really thick and firm. Just want to trim that down. You can trim all the way around just to make it neater. How much you trim is up to you. The more you trim, the more firmer it looks, but there we go. One lovely big fluffy pom-pom. And you see, that's a really good size. That takes up almost my entire hand. And this one is really nice and firm and really thick. So you get little strands, just find them, snip them. This is why it doesn't matter if you're not 100% perfect when you're wrapping, because you just snip off the ends. Again, I'm really sorry about the lighting. The sun is coming and going, and this is an all natural light room, so you're going to get shading, I'm afraid. But I hope that helps, and it's shown you how to use these pom-poms. When you've finished with them, if you make sure you always clip them back together, and try to make sure you store them together. That way they stay healthier. If you leave them flapping around, you've got a chance of them breaking. So leave them done up so they're secure. Okay, so I hope that's helpful, and check back soon for more videos. Take care. Bye.